Hello once again. There's been some very good news today, and I'm sure everybody in the whole world knows that Julian Assange has been released. But what a lot of people don't realise is there are many, many strings attached. He will attend a court in a little place called Taipan, a little island somewhere in the Pacific that has American jurisdiction and a federal court of law, would you believe, in the middle of the Pacific. And that tells you all you need to know about America. the foremost evil empire in the world, bar none. Forget Genghis Khan and the marauding horse. Forget Stalin, all those evil people, Hitler. America, I think, tops the list. And because it's still going on to this day. And Julian Assange will go to court. He will plead guilty to whatever the charges are. And then, hopefully, he will be released to go home and pick up the pieces. And my reflections are on someone else who was held in captivity for 5 years. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but it will come in a second. He was held prisoner in Lebanon for 5 years, chained to a radiator for 23 hours a day. And he was eventually released. And he said when he was released, it took him almost a year to come to terms with his freedom after all that time of being cruelly imprisoned. And Julian Assange is no different. It may be an English jail, the most secure jail in England, but it's still a prison, and it's still in the head. God knows what's going on in that poor man's mind now that he's free. And hopefully he will survive all this, and hopefully he will eventually come to tell the truth. But can he? Can he tell the truth anymore? If he goes to court and he pleads guilty to these charges, if he goes against that, then he will be prosecuted for perjury. It's a trick. It's a trick by America. That they wasn't satisfied with setting him free. They had to put strings attached. And of course, it's not just about Julian Assange. It's about everybody who wants or does or tries to tell the truth. Hundreds and hundreds of people online who are independent journalists. Fear this law that is going to be in place. That what America is actually saying to anybody who dares to tell the truth, we will come after you. And that's the message. And that should never, ever, ever be. Not in a free country. No way. And people say, oh, when Trump would have freed him. No, he wouldn't. Because Trump was no more in charge than Biden is. And the same as any other country in the world. Your prime minister or whoever it is or whatever, they're not in charge. It's the people with the money. People with the money, the banks and God knows what. They are the people who are really in charge. Why can't people get that? You're voting for somebody who is put in place to be there, are put there by the establishment. Why people can't see that, I don't know. Anyway, that's me. I'm done. And that's my message for the day. And I really, really hope that Julian Assange survives this, because I know he has a lot of support, but he still has things in his head, and that's the worst prison sentence of all. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.